I took a very long break, indeed, and I'm back. So everybody, calm your excitement because I'm back and very enthusiastic as I can be. Hi guys, it's Amanda here, your cutie of carnage. I know it's been a while since I've done a video, but a lot of stuff has been going on. Not gonna get into detail, but just a lot of stuff. I mean, everybody's been going through stuff lately. This is crazy time, and just a lot of stuff going on, and I kind of had to take a little break and deal with things, and now I'm back. And what I'm going to do is I'm filming a lot. I filmed a lot of stuff. Like, everyone has been all over Halloween, and I've yet to really jump into videos because dealing with things. And today we're going to be reviewing a film that I wanted to see. I saw a lot of films this week and a lot of films that I plan on doing reviews for. So this is a film that I've been wanting to see for a minute. Well, not really much of a minute because it just kind of came out. So since I heard it was out, there you go, a minute. Literally a minute. I waited a minute to watch it when it came out. Today's review is going to be The Random Acts of Violence, a Shudder original. If you guys do not have Shudder, it's pretty great. I have it, and it's kind of like the only thing I really watch nowadays, but nowadays meaning like every day. Nowadays, every day. Anyway, so did I get there? 2020's Random Acts of Violence is directed by Jay Barkel. If you guys know who he is, he was on Knocked Up, and he wrote and directed this film and stars. So it kind of works all into there. And you guys know, I've talked about him on the channel many times before. My love crush, Jesse Williams. He was on like Grey's Anatomy. I never really watched, shoot me, but I never really watched Grey's Anatomy. That was never kind of like my thing, but he was on Grey's Anatomy. I know him from Cabin in the Woods. He was in Cabin in the Woods. And he was the only reason I saw the Jacob's Ladder remake. The only reason why I saw it. Because I had no intention of seeing that remake. And anyways, y'all check out that review. I'll link down below. Anyways, Georgiana Brewster, who plays Kathy. So we have our cast. Jay Baruchel, who does, you know, the directing and the writing of the film. He plays Zara. He's the manager of Jesse Williams, who is the star of the film. So, to basically get in the film, this film is about Todd, who created this comic book series. He writes this comic book series about a man who goes around and kills people. It's basically a slasher comic book called, spoiler alert, Slasher Man. You guys notice, this is a non-spoiler review, so I'm not going to spoil anything. So when I say spoiler, I'm kind of being sarcastic, I guess, kind of. But yeah, it's a comic book about a man who kills people, but he kind of like makes the man kind of like, you kind of identify with him. It's a weird kind of concept. So that's the whole slasher comic book series he created called Slasher Man. And his girlfriend Kathy and his business partner, his manager guy, Zara, I hope I'm saying his name is Zara, and his assistant all decide to go on a road trip to kind of basically promote, just kind of let it out there because Todd is planning on ending the series. The problem is Todd doesn't really know how he's going to end the series. So that's kind of like a premise for the story too. So he doesn't know how he's going to end Slasher Man or how he's going to end the story itself. His girlfriend Kathy decides that she wants to write a book because Slasher Man is actually based on a real serial killer. She decides to do a story on the surviving family members. Things get crazy because all of a sudden, while they're doing this road trip, killings start happening, and it copycats the comic book series. It gets crazy from there and builds kind of a lot of tension in the film. I'm just saying. No spoilers, so there it is. Let's go ahead and get started in my pros and my cons. Of course, I'm going to start with the pros because you always want to start on the good and then end with the not so good. So my first pro for the film is going to be the art in this film is pretty awesome. I like how there's parts where they kind of have the graphics of the comic book. They kind of show the drawings of the comic book while they're telling the story, especially in the beginning. They kind of set it up because the film is actually based on a graphic novel. So they kind of tied that in there, which I didn't know until after I saw the film. But they kind of started off and they kind of show like the drawings. It's very artistic. The film has a lot of color. It kind of bounces on color. It's not like full blown like colorful, but there's certain parts like the front door that highlight, and it kind of shows the color and points that makes, I'm not going to spoil it, but there's certain parts where color is very important when you pay attention to the scene. So yeah, so I thought it was pretty cool. I liked the whole look, the graphics of the film. My other positive is going to be, I hate to say this, but I was surprised on how interesting it actually was, because honestly, in the beginning, I was just like, this is not going to be as interesting, and it was pretty interesting. It kind of like pulled me a little bit. I was kind of like, okay, what's going on? A tad, like, it was kind of like, hey, and to that point, I liked how it kind of tugged at me a little bit and kind of like pulled me in. I liked how it wasn't like overly, it's like it didn't have so many kills, play by play, and it worked with the story. It wasn't just random kills. So everything happens for a reason. I mean, I don't mean to say that, but in the film, every death happens for a reason. And my last positive is going to be, I liked how they put personal stories within the story of the I-90 killer. Like I said, it was not at all a cliche slasher film by any means. And I really appreciated that because it wasn't just slice and dice some kind of slasher film. It was very, how can I say this without saying? If you've seen the film, it was very important for the character to experience what he was experiencing by the killer in his eyes and around. So yeah. So now guys, let's go to my cons. Yes, we're going to the negative now. My first con of the film is going to be, I felt like the film missed so much to the story. I felt like there could have been a lot more to the story. As much as I said, like, as a positive that I really liked the story, I still felt like it was missing things. And I can really be exact, but like I said, not many people have seen this film. I know because I've asked. I mean, I don't know everybody on the planet, but I know enough that have not seen this film. There's some stuff missing in the story that I feel like they could have, added more to. And I'm sorry, guys. Maybe it's just me saying this after being a horror fan. But the film, but then again, a lot of people not feel this way. A lot of people might not feel this way. But I felt the film was very, trying to fix my hair, sorry guys. The film was very predictable. Like, I predicted the film, like, a lot. And, although, sometimes when things are predictable, it's kind of funny. Because you're like, oh, of course that was going to happen. And you can't really get mad at the film for happening. Because, of course, you want it to happen. You need it to happen. That being said, this film is very predictable within reasons of, I think they kind of, I wish they would have, like, kind of twisted it a bit. Or kind of changed it a bit. But instead, they didn't. And I was so mad I was right. Who really says that? I was so mad I was right. Yeah. You never heard a girl say that before, have you? Haha, yeah, I said it. Not, yeah. So mad that I was correct on my predictions. Yeah. Alright, my last point is actually a pro and a con. I'm kind of mixed on it. And it's kind of hard for me to discuss it because I don't really know how to discuss it without spoiling it. And I didn't know. I asked everybody, all my friends, to have a discussion on this film. They're like, I haven't seen it. Kind of iffy about this. It's a pro and a con. And that is going to be the ending of the film. The ending of the film. I felt that the film kind of carried itself throughout and really worked on itself and kind of got it together and kind of even though it was predictable, it still had points where I was like, okay, all right, cool. And I was intrigued and I was pulled in, but then the ending kind of happened. And you find things out and things are revealed and you kind of go into this point. You're like, okay. And you're kind of waiting for some. Gosh, it's so hard to talk about this without. Okay, I'm going to be very vague. Be very vague when I say this. You want Todd to kind of come to a point. I wish he had more of a realization and a kind of point of his character of saying, these things happen because you really don't know. There's a lot of things that, and that's another con of mine that I forgot to mention. There's a lot of things that I really understand about the film that kind of threw me out a little bit because I wish they would have dived more into him as a character and what he went through and everything. But you kind of get an outside view of things. But that being said, it's a film, so of course. But then the character himself, you get kind of an outer view. You don't get to see him as a character. You don't get to see everything because the reveal at the end, when you see that happens, you're kind of like, oh, shit, that happened. But then you don't get a realization of him and what he's going through. So it's kind of like a hit or miss with the story. The thing about the story itself is I just felt like I am okay with ambiguous endings. That being said, you guys know I'll say that a million times. That being said, there's a difference between ambiguous. There's a difference between not answering questions and tagging your viewer along, tagging your audience along. And I felt like the story was kind of being you guys don't know, you guys don't know, you guys don't know, you guys gotta wait till the ending and then you'll know. And at the ending, you're like, oh, damn it, they got us. I'm like, no, they didn't get us. My verdict is going to be, I liked this film. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I liked it. And that's what I'm going to go with right now because y'all know I love Jesse Williams. But that being said, I don't know how I feel about the film. It's not awful, like I said earlier. It's not awful, but it's not the best. So it's kind of okay. I'm going to go ahead and recommend the film for everybody to see. If y'all get Shudder, get Shudder. Recommend the film for everyone to see. I have a lot of feelings and everything about it. Anywho, I liked the film. So we'll go with that, guys. I liked the film. So, guys, thank you so much for the support and for the messages. It's been so sweet hearing from you guys being like, Amanda, where's your videos? They're coming. I filmed a lot. So, they'll be coming out this week. I'm kind of behind on Halloween. And so I'm catching up. So I'm going to be posting a video every day. I filmed a lot today. I'm going to be posting a video every day because I filmed a lot. So guys, just stay tuned. And I got something planned for Halloween. So y'all stay tuned. And until, well, I'm not going to say till next time. What I need y'all to do is to tell me y'all's opinion on the acts of violence. Are you the little percentage that saw the random act of violence? Do you have an opinion? Comment below. Comment below. And hey guys, don't forget, I seek approval. So do not forget to like. It's been a while, so I'm trying to point out the link right. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. I know it's been a month, guys, so I'm working on it. Anyways, guys, like and subscribe. Subscribe. I said prob. Y'all, till next time. Bye. Not trying to justify it. I'm just saying it happens for a reason. Just like the devil, and I'm like, every murder happens for a reason. Oh gosh. Ugh.